It's been 1 year
since we launched Second Try,
How
baby.
about it?
Woo, woo, woo,
we
woo,
hit
woo,
that 1
woo.
year. We're probably a few weeks past it now. Wild, crazy. Hey guys, welcome to TryPod. Today we're going to be talking about what we've learned a year into making this crazy thing.
What we've done wrong. What we've done right. What we don't know.
Our biggest regrets.
Our biggest regrets. I mean, there's always regrets, but that I think, well, they're not regrets. I don't regret making mistakes.
No.
Because that's how you learn.
I just catalog my mistakes.
Yeah, I remember them and feel dumb. But I don't regret. Like, regret means I shouldn't have even tried.
No, that's...
But you have to try. You have to try lots of different strategies.
Dog, I got no regrets.
Hell yeah. I mean, I have
my
regrets.
life with no regrets.
I have regrets in life.
Yeah.
But that's when a regret
Your hair
is
looks
when you
good
make
today, Keith.
My hair looks good?
Don't touch it. Am I crazy in saying this, Rainie?
No, it looks very nice. And another compliment for Zach, your shoes.
Oh,
let's
stop
talk
it
about
now.
them.
Rainie, don't even.
Literally, what?
Rainie.
To
Yeah,
what do we
Zach's
owe the
been like
pleasure?
wearing these fancy pants, which have been sort of like donning his whole look the last week. He just showed up one day in fancy pants, like, well, now I have to wear a fancy shirt, and now I have to wear fancy shoes.
I did. Keith, this is about you and your hair.
Oh.
But come on.
I got a haircut, but I said to keep it long.
Oh, I love that.
That was the difference.
Your hairdresser did a great job.
The front has more of a swoop than I'm used to
Gotta
in
see
recent days, and I just think it's fetching.
Oh, yeah, it's got a little more lift.
It's got lift.
And you know what that is? It's filthy.
You didn't wash it.
Uh-huh.
I wash it. I try to wash it only once a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, less than that for me.
Or less, but Becky will be like, she'll touch my hair and be like, oh, maybe we washed the hair. And I'm like, it looks so nice.
I've said this story many times that years ago when I was like the first thing that started me on my like accepting that my hair was going away, I was with Matt McClain in a bathroom and we were at urinals. This was at a male strip show when we did the Try Guys, Try Magic Mike stripping. We went to a stripper show. We went to the bathroom. I'm with Matt in the bathroom. We're like not really friends at this point. I had met, like I was friends with Eugene, but like I hadn't met
We'd
Matt.
only met Matt a few times.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, hey man, what's the secret to your hair?
He's the person to ask.
And his answer was, oh, I just don't wash it.
Oh.
Not to call out Matt and say he doesn't wash his hair. Maybe fact check that on YouTube.
You shouldn't
with us.
be washing your hair every day unless you have hair that needs that.
I was shampooing my hair.
Work out like crazy every single day.
Right.
Yeah.
I was shampooing my hair every single day.
And conditioning every day.
Every single day.
Every fucking day.
Yeah. I was
No,
doing
you
that
shouldn't do
up
that.
until very recently, like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I stopped. This
Really?
is day old hair.
Hell yeah. How's it feel?
It feels a little oily, but I think it's good.
Let it do it.
It's different. You know, you have so much more hair. And there's
Yeah.
millions of types of scalps and hairs. I'm not saying that what works for us works for you.
Yeah.
But you like my shoes? Thanks.
I do like your shoes. What's the story with them?
Well, specifically, I am going to a shoot later today. I'm shooting with our buddies, Good Time Society. They're doing a Blood on the
cool.
Clock Tower series, and so for that, you got to have a certain aesthetic. I brought other pants that have little little ties and not Rainie, you're Rainie. MJ brought me some costuming.
Oh, cool.
So these are shoes I've worn to weddings. So I put my softest insoles in them, so they're actually comfier than my sneakers.
Oh, and for the audio listeners, they're platform loafers.
Also, a hot tip for anybody putting insoles in their shoes, you have to take the old sole out.
That is a hot tip because it is not clear.
When you
It's not
first are
obvious.
doing it, you're like, dang, there's like no room for my foot anymore.
Yeah.
This thing's like, you have to rip the old one out. It's glued in.
Yeah.
But you take it out, put your new insole in. That's how you use an insole. You have to remove the old sole. I'm an old soul.
You're an old soul.
Wait. We're talking about fashion. We're talking about how good Zach and I look, but we need to be talking about how the last year with Second Try has been.
Yeah, man, second try. Woo!
It's pretty good. And this summer has so much good stuff. I feel like we've hit a really great groove of some new shows, bringing back shows people have been wanting to see. We also did Keith Plays a Porn Game not so long ago. Huge hit.
Huge hit.
People are begging for more, and we're going to give it to them.
Is this the official? Can we say it? Keith Plays a Porn Game. We've received the letters. People, handwritten letters, by the way, that people have been writing and then taking pictures of and texting to or DMing to us.
Discord, I think.
So that counts as a handwritten letter.
Yep.
Guys, It has been officially greenlit for season 2.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
And we're going to, it seems like we need to continue the story because
I
so
think
many
we
people
gotta-
are upset that we left them hanging.
Yeah.
I think that by the way, next season, we're going to put aside 2 to 3 days and we are not going to stop until we finish that game.
Yeah.
I mean, right? We have to. And if that gets split
What's the
into
end? What's the end?
season
We
2,
own our
season 3?
house?
I actually, because I read the comments for a segment, I know what the end is. And guys,
Okay, don't spoil.
Okay.
Don't spoil.
Yourself,
No
audience.
spoilers.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we're going to, as long as it takes,
as long as it takes.
and we're not going to skip any gameplay. We're just going to do it.
I was all bedroom talk. You know, as long as it takes, I'm not going to skip any gameplay, and we're going to do it.
This is also super exciting. So we're talking about Second Try. One of the new things that we're changing, or I guess as we move on, we're developing new features, like getting new TV apps, all the fun stuff. And starting, I think, by the time you're listening to this, it will have started already. We are going to have the free Video of the Month Club. So we know that...
Free!
Free
99! Not only do you have a 3-day trial when you subscribe, but now you actually can go to Second Try TV, and there's a little tab. It's secondtrytv.com/free.
Free club,
Free club?
TV. I don't remember what the URL is.
Will be in a link.
And Jonathan's going to edit in the URL right now.
secondtry.tv/video club. That's secondtry.tv/video club. Check it out.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And you'll be able to watch a different video every month for free. It'll be like kind of unlocked like a little vault for every month. A little video will become free. And at the end of that month, it will not be free anymore, but a new video will be free.
Oh.
So a reason to come on by and peruse and just watch something fun.
Yeah, and it's like a way for you, if you're, not able to subscribe right now, or maybe you're on the fence, it's a way for you to get to see what's going on in there. We'll give you different fun stuff as handpicked by our curated selection team.
Wow.
So it's been 1 year. I think it's something that I need to remind myself to do is to not. I'm a real self-critical person, and so that's true of the projects I work on too. So I have a lot of things that when I look at our 1 year, I see a huge list of things I want to do better. We've got a long ways to go into making this, I think, what Second Try can be, what it should be. There's still a lot of discovery and experimentation that we need to do. But in that, I think it's easy for me to lose sight of also, holy shit, look at all we've accomplished. And so I think it's important to start there, to just, even for myself, to acknowledge whoa, we did that thing.
Yeah.
And we're a year into it. We're just incredibly proud of what we've built. It has been such hard work, and the team has worked really hard. I think it never stopped being hard. We knew it would be hard to launch it, but sustaining it is even more, if not just as challenging. But now we are a year in. We have a roster of new shows. You have 2 seasons of Escape the Kitchen, 2 seasons of Trolley Problems, a season of Escape the After Show, 2 seasons of New Guy Tries. Keith Plays a Porn Game. We have Jonathan's podcast, Shoulda Books, which is our new Try Guys book club. He's doing a banned book summer right now, which is really fun. We have 3 seasons of the Die Guys, our Dungeons and Dragons show that you can binge. And frankly, they get better every season. So if you're into that, just go to the last season, the most recent one. We've got Drop in the City, which we have a new show coming, or a new season of that we're going to be shooting pretty soon.
Ooh.
We have Smoke Show, which we also just shot the newest season. That's the OG season. We have all OG YouTubers coming in. Chefs React, which is a companion show to Without a Recipe. Common Sense,
Just shot another season of that.
which is a game show. And that is so that's 10
That's a lot.
new shows, not to mention new seasons of the Try Guys that we did. We have a new season of that coming. Phoning It In. We have the Oops All Idiots special that's going to be coming out. We just shot a new season of Candid Competition.
We have Late Night Eats, which is a new show
God.
as well. There's just no poster art for it on the website right now as we speak. So
Yeah,
that's why.
so 2 new shows that are going to be launching over the next month and change. We have Late Night Eats, which is a talk show hosted by Keith. First episode, which is out by the time you're listening to this. It's every Friday night. It's Keith and a guest talking about their favorite late night eating memories, party memories.
Crazy late night stories. There's some really crazy late night stories, specifically from the Fitness Marshal.
I bet.
It insane.
Okay,
I was screaming.
We got Franklin Jonas in that show.
Yeah.
Real exciting.
Yeah. Adam Rose, who you might know better as the Cardigan guy on TikTok, but he's also like a super funny, nice guy.
Sequoia
and
B. Holmes.
Yeah. So that was just our first season. We just shot 4, but we're hoping to shoot more of them. And then we had a pilot last year that was called Pitch Imperfect.
Oh, yeah.
We took that.
It was sort of dumb Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Was our one-liner internally. It's a PowerPoint party where people are presenting a product that they've never seen before, and then we built those products, and they had to do a product demo.
Oh, you built them.
And we decided to mix it up, make it a little less like Shark Tank and more like the Home Shopping Network, QVC.
Oh.
So we gave it that kind of aesthetic,
cozy.
and it added for like more fun because we also all play characters that like call in. So there's lots of us doing a lot of improv, doing a lot of weird physical comedy. It's very fun. It's so dumb.
Yeah, show's called But Wait, There's More. It comes out in the summer. And we intended it to be 4 episodes, and it was so fun while we were doing it that it actually became 8 episodes.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's going to be 2 months. It's going to be a weekly show every week.
How did you do that production-wise?
Well, so originally there were going to be 2 pitches per episode, sort of like a Rugrats.
Okay,
Remember, you would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
in the middle of it'd be 12 and 12, and you'd have da-da, dum, 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 dum. But the pitches were all great, and we're like, okay, this is 25 minutes on its own, and it's fun. And
Interesting.
This
Okay.
is enough
Yeah.
to stand alone as an episode.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've been seeing that on the slate, and I've been like, what is, but wait, there's more. BWM.
Yeah, everything gets shortened down to its initials.
Yeah.
So sometimes things look insane on the counters. Like, what are all these
Yeah.
code words?
Like, Keith plays a porn game, KPPG.
KPPG?
KPPG.
So I think when we look at, the year, we're very proud of how we launched this thing. It took a lot of work, but even just in sustaining and creating all these shows, all these different shows, one of our express goals in making Second Try was to unlock creativity, to be able to make seasons of shows, to make a bunch of different shows. We're going to try to stop talking about the algorithm so much on YouTube because I don't want to use it as a scapegoat. But one thing that we think is important to know is that the way that YouTube wants every channel to be a show, to be one thing. And whatever part of our brains doesn't allow us to do that. And so that has been the realization of the promise of what if we could be a network unto ourselves? What if we could unlock ourselves to make a ton of different shows? And it's just been a lot of fun. Obviously been very challenging, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. And it's allowed us to experiment wildly and try just a bunch of different things.
I also remember that we've shot totally new Try Guys episodes as well. Now, those aren't exclusive to Second Try, but it's just been such a crazy, I keep saying semester. It's such a crazy semester because we've been block shooting just to get ahead of Zach's paternity leave.
Yeah.
But so it's been very fun to go from like shooting Try Guys videos, we get back, and then the next day we're shooting Late Night Eats, and then the next Monday we're shooting But Wait, There's More. Things are like so fast, rapid production, which is just a testament to the team to be able to flip over to a whole new production, a new set, it's just so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're shooting a ton right now to get ahead of my paternity leave. And the goal right now is that you won't really feel my absence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's 1 or 2 things that I won't be in. But for the most part, like, it should be smooth sailing here.
Mm-hmm.
That has meant, though, that we are moving really fast. And sometime, in this semester, haven't even been able to really take some of our learnings and adjust things. I still think we have lots of great stuff coming up, but we're almost just running by instinct in like this literal quarter. And there's some good things about that. There are some bad things about it. I think it is stressful and just hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. As you were saying, as you were listening to the 10 shows, it was kind of satisfying because I was like, it always feels very busy in here. So to hear it's like, oh yeah, we are doing a lot. Like that's why it's busy. And like,
Yeah.
we are accomplishing a lot. Yeah.
Lasagna Island, we got a brand new shirt. You can get that shirt at tryguys.com. It is a cute little shirt that reminds all your friends that you've been to Lasagna Island. There's only 100 of these guys, so you get them while they last, or will you be deserted? This episode is brought to you by IQBAR, our exclusive snack and hydration sponsor. We're so excited to announce they've teamed up with Thomas Keller, Michelin star chef of the French Laundry, on 2 special edition products, a salted caramel chip protein bar and a yuzu mango hydration mix. We've had both of these in the office. They are delicious. I love the salted caramel chip protein bar. I myself have only recently come around to protein bars at all because I didn't like a lot of their textures. This one I truly love. I think it's delicious. IQBAR's plant protein bars are packed with clean, delicious ingredients that keep you physically and mentally fit. The Yuzu Mango IQ Mix is a refreshing zero-sugar hydration mix that marries bold flavor, essential electrolytes for your body, and Lion's Mane Plus magnesium for your brain. Just mix with water for Michelin star taste and next-level hydration. Also, something so cool, IQBAR is free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial sweeteners. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQBAR's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. And right now, IQBAR is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQBAR products, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text TryPod to 64,000. Text TryPod to 64,000. That's TryPod, TRYPOD, to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
Well, and I think, we're going to talk about, we'll talk about some things that we can do better moving on, right? But I think that there is this assumption that a lot of people have of like, there's not that much stuff on Second Try because of how much we've released on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We've released episodes of I think every single one of these shows almost. But I will tell you, if you've been waiting, there's a huge catalog for you to rip through. Whether you do it on the trial or just try a month and see how much you can get through, like there are a lot of shows, and we are trying to see like which one of those is your favorite. Which I think brings us to the next thing on my list anyway, which is that we're still trying to find our superpower.
Yep.
What is Second Try, and what is the thing that we are best at? And I think the quest for what is our superpower is sometimes convoluted by the other things we have to answer to. What do I mean by that? We are a startup without runway. We don't have a financier. We don't have funding. We don't have an investor. Every other streamer in the history of the world, including the independent streamers,
really
all had some financing that allowed them runway. We're building those tracks as we go. So there are other parts of our business that need to support building this out. So when I say it's convoluted, like we need to think about what is our best shows, but we also need to think about what are the types of shows that spread wildly on the internet or bring new people in or exist well in short form or do well on YouTube because maybe that's a funnel that will bring people in, all that stuff. But ultimately, the goal is to find what is the thing that we do better than anyone else so that we can own that niche. I think that our superpower is in unscripted emotional comedy, I guess I'll call it. Maybe it's identity-based comedy. I don't know. But it's like something like New Guy Tries. I look at that and go, oh, that's something that we can do that no one else is doing. I don't think no one else can do it, but they're not.
Right.
And it is taking, 10 years of our video DNA, applying it to someone's story, a story that is worthy of being told, that is like pertinent and
interesting and thought-provoking. Yeah,
and it's like that is so rewarding. So we're thinking about ways to there are 2 other projects that are long-term development that we're working on right now that I think are in that vein.
Cool.
I would love to do 5 times what we're doing, right? Like that to me is a place that we can really win. They just tend to take longer, more thought, they're expensive, and so it's a balancing act.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is something we're really good at, something that also is exciting for us to make, that we love to make. And I think one of the biggest things about that is that they do take longer to make. So when we're trying to create a really good value offering with Second Try, we want to have a lot of things for people to watch and a nice variety of things to watch. But I wish we could have even more of that super important, out in the world, experiential stuff. It just right now, it costs a lot to make that.
Yeah. Because when you started Try Guys doing sort of a similar, like, kind of a similar tone, those videos were like 10 minutes.
Right,
so like,
sure, yeah.
it's totally different of like creating a season.
By the way, they were 4 minutes.
Yeah.
They were 2 minutes at the beginning. Yeah. But I think that that is also a challenge too, is that some people are always asking, is like, how long is this episode? Well, it's as long as it needs to be.
Which is
an interesting answer.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people get to say that?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of TV writers are always like cutting jokes and cutting storylines. It's cool.
Some shows are better when you block shoot them, meaning you shoot it all at once. Other things are then made challenging. Like we did this most recent season of the Try Guys as a block shoot, and as a result, it like some ideas didn't fit into the timeline and had to be longer yield projects, longer term productions. That means that we'll get to do them next season, but we may over time want to tweak the production style of certain shows because when we can't control it. If it's something in studio, then we control everything. If we're out in the world, there's a million different factors.
Yeah.
As we're going, we're tweaking our mission statement, right? But something that we've talked about internally is we want to be your safe space on the internet. We want to be the good internet. Good meaning like this is good, like quality-wise, but also good. This is good for you, good for your soul, good for the world. I think there are times that we've sort of like strayed 2 degrees off of that mission statement and just made something we thought was fun. How do we, whip back to that? But I think that's a pretty broad umbrella, and even something like Keith Plays a Porn Game, I think can fit under that because it's on the, you think about the difference between a big try and then that's us in the studio being silly, having fun. But hopefully it is this place where you feel safe, where you can laugh, where you can get relief. I think that there's it's funny to say, but Keith Plays a Porn Game became one of our tent poles now. We're like, great, this is a thing, and maybe this is the type of thing that we can give people more of.
Yeah. If you mentioned VC money, which I think is interesting. If you had a seed round that got you $3 million, what's the first thing you guys would do?
What would we do with $3 million? Okay, first things first, replace the floors with trampolines.
Let's
Second,
go.
Giant LED sign. Third, bubble guns everywhere.
Bubble guns. We
always.
had one, and it was a really big moment.
Yeah. I think we would honestly, I would be like, great, let's greenlight some productions of shows that we want to make, but they're too expensive. There's lots of Try Guys series we want to do. We've never done international Try Guys shows, really.
Oh my gosh.
So there's so much to try out there. There's bigger explorations we want to do, but like there's some things we want to do. We have to get a certain type of certification in something else to even do it. So it's like, we'd have to spend a week getting trained to do something that's actually not, you wouldn't even think is the thing that relates to that.
But that is really fun though.
Yeah.
Like that would be a great video.
But it's like, we can't take a week just training.
Week.
That's just so much time and
like you guys
so
make
much
6 videos in a week.
So
yeah.
I think we would just be able to open up and make some blue sky projects. That'd be great. And also look for more other people's stories that need to be told and figure out how do we make them awesome.
Yeah. So you'd slow down.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we would just we'd have the same. We're always going to be working.
Yeah.
It's just the types of things we'd be making. We wouldn't rely as much on block shooting studio shows.
Right.
I think we still would make good studio shows, but I think we would try
more
to find
longer
more
form.
Yeah, try to find more out in the world, unscripted, proper stuff to make.
Yeah. Interesting.
This actually does relate to that question because something I think that another bullet point, something we can, let's say it all together, audience, something we could do better.
I didn't know what you were going to say, so I didn't join it.
I don't blame you.
I also was like, I'm going to do my best.
I think that we've underutilized the TriCast.
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of shows where Keith and I are in it a lot. Phoning it in. One of us is in every episode. It's because we're free. I can make I don't have to pay me. We say that we don't have seed funding. No, the investment we have is just Keith and I, like that we're it.
Yeah.
So by that's something where I would love to use the cast more. I don't think this will happen this calendar year, but next year we've been talking about a project that might be more specifically for YouTube that would really utilize the cast in a bigger way. But overall, like if I had more revenue, you'd probably see less of us, more of them. We're already working on developing shows around different people, but I think we would do that just at a faster rate.
Yeah.
We are talking to Kwesi about a show that will come out in Q4, winter. So excited about that. We obviously have New Guy Tries. I think like looking at each person and trying to tailor stuff to their superpowers is something I'd like to see more of.
We have an idea for a really fun Try Guys spin-off show that's sort of based off of the Broadway video that we did, which is like, well, that was like a dream of mine.
Yeah.
How can we make a try, which really, following someone's dream and trying to like, okay, out of our TryCast, what are some like unlikely to be fulfilled dreams?
Interesting.
Dreams you've given up on. What if you could have one chance to do it?
Whoa.
You only had one chance.
This is not the example. Let's say someone is like, man, I actually just always kind of wanted to be a NFL kicker. Like, okay, well, could we like get him to be embedded with like the Rams for a day and like do a training and like could we give them a taste of that dream that they were like, well, I'll never be that. I'm just going to give up on that dream right now.
Or people with those sliding door moments. Like, I almost went to circus school, but instead my dad said I had to get a real
I almost
degree.
was a professional French horn player.
Yep.
So what would it be like to actually put me in a symphony for a day and like let me play at the Hollywood Bowl on like one song or something, right? Like how crazy would that be as an experience? But you also see what is it like to actually do that for a living, because there's so many interesting jobs and dreams that other people are following. So I think it's a really cool show, but it's prohibitively expensive.
Yeah, but that's really cool because it and we talk about this all the time, but like really ties into identity and of the person, and then also just like there's a so what that's very clear.
And I think the Broadway worked so well because how many of us listening right now were in high school theater, in drama club. Yeah. And it's like, whoa, what would that be like to have continued that? And it's also just finding the hobbies that meant something to like us, meaning the people in the video, but also us, the people listening. I think finding those hobbies and then giving someone the chance to live it out in the biggest scale is really exciting. We get asked a lot, like, is it better to subscribe monthly or yearly? And we want to encourage you to subscribe yearly for a lot of reasons. One, we give you savings on that, but also we end up saving money because there are transaction fees every time you swipe a credit card. Apple and Google take 30%. So,
Really?
Yeah, it's forever. If you sign up through your iPhone for any app that you use your iPhone to sign up for, Apple takes 30% of it forever. So that's why we give you discounts on the website. Go to our website, right? Like we're trying to save you money and also save us money. But also when you subscribe for a year, that we get paid then as opposed to over the course of 12 months. And so that also like you are also the thing that allows us to make some of these bets and invest in the projects.
And just to clarify, in case there's confusion, I know it can be confusing. You would sign up on a browser. You can still then download the app on your phone, and that doesn't happen.
Right.
It's just wherever you create your profile.
Weird.
Is important. So creating your profile on the desktop version is good. As soon as you do that, you can download it on your phone, and it's not going through Apple in that same way.
Go to secondtry.tv and you can, I think, do that on your phone.
Yeah.
In the web browser.
In the web browser, just not the app.
You can do that on
can't do it through the app store.
Do it on Chrome, do it on Safari, whatever.
When I learned that, I changed how I pay for every single app.
Yeah.
Because
every single one.
I truly do not want to give more money to Apple.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
30%.
30% is insane.
Forever.
It's criminal. It's like in the courts now where they're slowly trying to break it. It's never going to happen.
It seems like it should be broken.
Yeah.
Okay. What else can we do better at? Okay. Say it with me, audience. Another thing we could have done better.
You changed it.
What do you got, Keith?
Well, I think that something you mentioned earlier is like, what's the difference between Second Try and YouTube? And earlier this year, we did have a strategy to try to figure that out. And our strategy was to kind of create one-off videos. And when we say one-off, we mean like it's a standalone video. It's not meant to be a part of a show. It's not meant to be a bigger a show, I guess is the right word. Not meant to be a show. It's meant to be a test. And to see like, here's a new format. Let's test this out. But let's gear it toward how things on YouTube are working right now. So let's look at how YouTube trends are working. What does that mean in the title? What does that mean in the thumbnail? What does that mean in the cadence of the video? So we engineered some videos that we thought were great for YouTube. And a couple of them did pretty well, but a lot of them didn't because they probably didn't feel like what you come to our channel to watch. But this was our attempt at, getting the algorithm to favor and surface our other content better. And at the same time, when we were putting second try releases on YouTube, we were trying to, again, give them a title and thumbnail combination or re-edit the opening to feel more YouTube, which it just doesn't actually serve the quality of the show. But again, it's just a strategy to try to navigate a platform that we don't run or own or control the creative decisions of.
There's a lot in there that I think we can break down. The first thing that I think we can do better at is just clarifying to second try subscribers, what is the thing you get? And what is the thing that I can just wait to go on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have originals, which are our shows. Those are the exclusive things we make to second try. And then we have early access. Those are our quote unquote YouTube videos. Already that's kind of confusing.
Yep.
And then it's made more confusing because our second try originals, Trolley Problems, Escape the Kitchen, New Guy Tries, what have you, we release some of those episodes on YouTube because we want people to know about them. So that's already baseline confusing. Then there are some shows like New Guy Tries where we go, okay, well, this is made for a trans audience. Trans people in the world are disproportionately have economic hardships. And so to paywall a show that is meant for a trans audience, that's tough. So we eventually want to put that out because we think it's a great resource for people, but we also need to keep it on second try to reward the paying audience that allows us to even make that show in the first place. Really tricky balance. So we've attempted a bunch of different solutions. What Keith is alluding to as well is that at the top of the year, we said, this is sort of separate from the confusion. It sort of just furthered the confusion. We said maybe a strategy to get more eyeballs to second try is what we called the funnel, which is that we'll have the broadest content that reaches the widest people that then gets into the narrowest that brings people to second try. So we have our series, like our shows. That's the thing that if you watch that, you're going to want to go subscribe and watch more of it. But how do we get people to even know about the shows? Well, they got to know about our channel. Let's just make these broad, fun, accessible YouTube videos, and that'll bring people into the channel. That'll bring people to the series. That'll bring people to second try. And so we started making... God, it's so confusing. So we started trying to make more of those YouTube forward videos. And also, as Keith was saying, put some of those YouTube forward learnings into our series. That did two things. One, it took production resources away from our series and didn't actually move the needle. We saw that pretty quickly, that making like these bespoke YouTube one-offs, like, well, it's not actually reaching a wider audience, so this is not serving our purposes. It's brain power we're taking away from our other videos. And then also, we talk a lot about the tail wagging the dog, meaning what is the thing that's creatively leading the video? You want the creative, the goal of second try is to have a place where you don't need to think about the title and the thumbnail. And trying to reverse engineer it, where we make our shows and then go, how will this live eventually on YouTube? We think has made the episodes just a little worse. And hopefully you guys didn't feel that, but we felt it. And it was enough for us to go, we really need to separate out these modes of production. God, I hope you're still with me. What a marble mouth thing.
I think one way to even clarify
I tried to clarify you, and I think it got worse.
Yeah, I mean,
now you clarify me.
The only thing I could think too is what we said earlier. YouTube wants every channel to be one show. We already have lots of shows.
Yeah.
So our idea of a strategy of making more new formats that were one-offs was probably not a good idea, because all it did was put even more content that doesn't look like the other stuff on the channel. So it just sent a confusing message to the audience, to the algorithm, and like I think most importantly, it took our brain power away from just making good shows, which is what we're best at, which is what our audience wants. The problem is we need to reach people to see those shows.
Right.
So we're always going to be trying new strategies to broaden our audience so they can see the amazing things we're making. And that has led us to start looking toward, well, what is a better YouTube strategy for us? Because YouTube is our way of reaching people. I mean, lots of people are probably listening to this podcast right now on YouTube. So it's one of the ways that we access our audience, and we want to still be providing really good entertainment for free on YouTube. Free meaning you're going to watch ads that you're paying with time, but it's not money, which is sometimes better.
Like the movie starring Justin Timberlake where the whole world literally paid with time. You remember that?
Yeah,
it was bad.
Movie. Yeah.
So the solution that we've gotten to, or at least our next theory on how to approach this, this is our next semester project, is to really separate those out more clearly. Again, if I'm an audience member, I don't think that I have a clear understanding of what am I paying for in second try versus what does everyone get on YouTube, right? It's like, it's just too darn complicated. And so we are talking about new formats for YouTube, new channels, even maybe tease. Because right now we just have too many verticals too many shows crammed into one channel. It's just not what YouTube wants. But I want it to be super clear. If I'm an audience member, when I watch something, I go, oh, this is a second try thing. Oh, this is one of their YouTube shows.
Right.
I think that you guys deserve that clarity. And I think 1 year in, we have not provided it.
Yeah. Okay, I have a few questions. One, you do keep saying the tail wagging the dog analogy, and I actually have no idea what that is.
Okay. Wag the dog. So it's what motivates your action. So the dog should be in control, right? But the tail wagging the dog, I want to look up what the actual phrase means before I answer. There's a movie called Wag the Dog.
Because I think I thought it was one thing, and then the way you used it this time, I was like, wait a second.
What do you think it is?
There's like two entities between the tail and the dog.
I think it, by the way, is a political statement, or it's a political phrase, and now I'm wondering if I'm using it incorrectly. But it's super clear to me what it means. Okay, here we go. Wag the dog is a political term for the act of... and by the way, if I've been using this wrong in like every meeting and no one's correcting me, God, how miserable would that be? Political term for the act of creating a diversion from a damaging issue, usually through military force. Yep, I've been misusing it. It stems from the generic use of... Okay, here we go. Stems from the generic use of the term to mean a small and seemingly unimportant entity. The tail controls a bigger, more important one, the dog.
Got it. That is helpful. Okay, that makes sense.
I would say I'm still sort of misusing it, but what I mean by that is in our version of it, is what is the thing motivating your decision making as creatives, as a company, etc. And so on YouTube, the most important thing is the title thumbnail. We all know this. God, you're probably sick of hearing us talk about it. But from a creative perspective, to me, that's the small that then motivates the big.
Right.
And I want to create a space where we say, we have a meeting with Ash and go, this is fucking awesome. We should make New Guy Tries. I don't care what the title and thumbnail is.
Yeah.
I don't care that on our channel, something's going to perform better if it has Keith's face in it. And our audience has not been primed to click on Ash because maybe they don't know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Like all that shit, I don't care. This is a great show. This is a great concept. This is good. Let's make it.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just about what is motivating our creative decision making. I think that on YouTube, the tail wags the dog.
There we go. Do you want to talk about YouTube?
And I don't think that's always bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like it's just different. It's just not the only way we want to create.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
I also want, there's some things that people comment sometimes that I want to let them know I agree with. And I think if you're on second try, you'll see that we do agree. And there are times where people have commented like, oh, I don't think Keith and Zach need to be in this video. I don't think Keith needs to be here.
Ooh, this is fun. We should say, okay, respond to comments.
And like artistically, you're right. This video is totally excellent with the other Try Guys cast members that are there. However, for it to exist on YouTube, our data shows us that we do need to be there for it to even be clicked on in the first place. So I want, and the reason we made second try is if you actually look at our thumbnails on second try, when Keith and I are in a video, or when Zach and I are in a video with other people, it's not going to have us in the thumbnail unless it's like an actually Keith and Zach forward video. Because it was like, it's not important.
And it's more exciting to know that it's Miles in this episode.
Right. We
or
want
Marissa with a blowtorch.
But when it's on YouTube right now, the YouTube algorithm, it literally does, it recognizes photos.
Mm-hmm.
It recognizes keywords and titles.
And so do audiences, right?
Yeah.
I know that you are like, you're probably like, I know who Marissa is. I know who Miles is.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to think about like the most casual audience possible. And on YouTube, you're trying to go for the highest TAM, total addressable market. Yeah, fun, right?
Damn.
Damn.
It's just like, what is the most amount of people we could possibly reach? Again, we talked about a year ago, our goal with Second Try is depth over width.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube will always be a width game.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's not bad. There's great creators who can crush
Know the game.
within that
Yeah.
format. Sometimes we can too. But
But it's different.
tail, dog.
Tail dog.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I say another comment that we agree with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people on our YouTube channel specifically go, this is all food.
Mm-hmm.
We agree.
We agree.
So one, the aforementioned teased maybe new YouTube semester project is something that is explicitly not food. If you look on Second Try, we have tons of non-food stuff. But this is maybe talking too much about money, but hey, whatever. You're a real one. You get to hear it.
A real one.
I did an analysis. It was like from October through, I don't know, maybe March. Every single thing we released on our channel. Okay, so I put it into how much money it made.
Oh, interesting.
Us.
Mhm.
And then, you can then also compare that against what it cost us to make.
Right.
And that's before you then take in fixed costs and like just having the studio, our staff, all that stuff. Every single, we basically set a threshold that like, can we greenlight this video? Like, is it
I didn't know you did that. That's interesting.
is it a responsible investment, right?
Yeah.
If a video costs $100 to make, but only makes you $2, that's a bad investment.
Yeah.
Every food video we made was over that threshold. Everything else was below that threshold. So every
Oh my gosh.
every non-food video that we've released on YouTube in the past 6 months, though really it's probably the last year, with a couple exceptions here and there, they all cost more to make than they yield. Now, that's why we made Second Try. Like, we insulate ourselves from that risk, and there are other reasons to release them. But if you're wondering, why is there so much food? It's because food does well. And it's not only that it does well in terms of views, it can reach a broader audience. I bet you there's like our core fans, and then there are people who just watch our stuff. And a casual audience is a lot more likely to watch a video that's like eating a different brand because they have an association with that already.
Yeah.
But they also just monetize at a much higher rate.
Oh,
So those
Yeah.
allow us.
I didn't know that.
They do. Different categories, like makeup historically does really well, fashion, like,
Interesting.
and then there are other things that have very low CPMs.
Think about what brands have marketing dollars.
Yeah.
Oh,
To spend. 'Cause
Interesting.
I've
And they're
had lots of
choosing the
people who say,
category.
like-
Which is why
Yeah.
we're happy to announce Try Guys Finance channel.
Right. I mean,
We're
honestly,
going to be talking
that would
about
be
the
a good
stock
idea.
market all the time.
Like I see comments all the time be like, wow, I was watching Keith Eats Everything at KFC and just got a Popeyes ad.
Funny.
And I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because their brands are looking to advertise to the market of people who might be incentivized to purchase something. So if you're watching a fried chicken video, fried chicken ad makes a lot of sense. And even if it's a competitive ad. And I've also seen people say like, I literally got an ad for the food Keith is eating while he is eating it. And that they don't contact me to do that. There's like an auction process within YouTube that brands are paying for CPMs. I will say like we want to make the shows, right? Like that is what gives us a purpose at this company. If I just wanted to be a successful YouTuber, I would quit here. I would work from home and I would make Eat the Menu, and that's it, once a month. And I would probably have a more profitable life.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't give me a sense of purpose. It doesn't feel like I'm doing the amount of good I could do with what we have here.
Not fun.
It's not fun. I mean, it is fun.
No, it is fun.
I like it. But
it's not fun to work alone.
it's not
and-
challenging. And like purpose is is overcoming obstacles. And
Ooh, put that on a fucking shirt.
like for us, it's fun to overcome these obstacles and find better ways to succeed, and also like make cooler stuff that other people can't make, won't make. No one else is making some of the shows that we make.
So from a programming perspective, we're over-indexing on food on YouTube. We agree. We're going to try and address that in the coming months. But now you also know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, with hope, like give us some time. We move a little slower here than we used to. We're a cruise ship. Like things take a couple months.
We're a yacht.
We're a yacht.
But not a nice yacht.
Yeah, so that's an analogy that I've heard people use. Like when we were making our first TV show, they were like, "You're a speedboat. You're used to moving really fast." The guy's British. You're used to making quick turns. A television show is like a cruise ship. Every decision, it takes a long time to get everyone to agree, so it moves slower. Just the bigger that, the more, if it's just me and Keith, we can move really fast and change really fast, all that stuff.
A jet ski can do donuts.
Yeah.
A cruise ship can't.
A cruise ship cannot do donuts, unfortunately.
But TikToks are jet skis.
Yeah.
You can come up with an idea, shoot it, and an hour later it's on the internet.
Right.
Like it's fast. YouTube, well, more like most YouTubers can do it like 3 days.
Yeah.
So, a longer form YouTube, maybe that's a week and a half. We make shows, they're more of like a 3 to 6 week process depending on the shows. But then we have things like without recipes, like, oh, that's a cruise ship at this point.
Suffice to say, like, some of these changes, like because of how we block shoot and we're also cramming for paternity leave, like you're going to be like, they talked about all this stuff, but it's still the same. I get it.
Yeah, it takes time.
We'll see you in September.
So let's talk about YouTube memberships. We have Second Try TV. That is the home for all of our stuff. But we also have everything that's on Second Try TV on YouTube memberships. That's because there were lots of people who said they would rather stay on YouTube but still want that premium content. We said, okay, let's try to see if we can do that. Let's see if we can provide that.
Yeah, and we also just wanted to make it as easy as possible. Like, be where you are. You don't want to go to another app? Sure, great. It has turned out to be a massive pain in the ass for so many reasons. Let's just bullet point them and then we'll go back. One, if you go to our videos tab, you see that like 60 to 70% of our videos are paywalled. And that gives you the impression as an audience of, oh, great, they just don't make stuff for YouTube anymore. Fuck me, I guess. Two,
there's redundancy posts. So we do early access for videos on Second Try. So we do early access on the membership side too. But sometimes those same videos, we have a sponsorship that goes in that video, which means there will be a Try Guys Eat only from vending machines that's a membership only, and then a Try Guys Eat only from vending machines that is a public video. So you're like, wait, there's clutter because you have two of the same video, but they're released at different times. They have different thumbnails and slightly different titles. You're like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So that's confusing.
3 and 4 and 5 and 6. It's a bad app for us.
Oh my gosh,
like there's stuff behind the scenes that we'll tell you about. I guess I can just tell you about it now. So YouTube memberships. We love you, YouTube. Please
fix this.
Please.
If you hear us bitching about it, it's not because we don't like it. It's because we think this function is dumb, and you could fix this.
Okay, so every video on YouTube you can schedule, right?
You can schedule a live stream. You can schedule a short.
What does that mean? When our videos come out at 8 a.m. PST, whatever time other in the world, that means that a night before or 2 days before, someone has uploaded it, put all the info in, and pressed a button that says upload at 8 a.m. on Saturday. YouTube memberships has no option for that. Every single video must be manually published, which means that every Saturday, and we didn't know this before we launched, every Saturday at 8 a.m., one of our team members has to wake up and squint their eye open and click publish.
And every Wednesday at 8 a.m. because our work starts at 9.
Yeah.
So like that person has to wake up early to hit go when it goes live at 8 a.m. So like, it's asking people to work outside of the work hours. It sucks. No one wants to wake up at 8 a.m.
It's just so dumb.
Press a
YouTube,
button.
please fix this thing. And we've asked them, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, maybe we should have a coder look into that." I mean, this has been a year. No one's looked into that. And this is
like everybody who has YouTube memberships complains about this. They know about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not fixing it.
Yeah.
You can schedule a members only live stream.
That's weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What?
I know there are a lot of people who they want YouTube memberships. We got to figure something out. Like, it's too cluttered. And as we make more stuff, we're not going to be able to put everything on Second Try on our channel. It is going to just drown out. It's going to. So we sort of have two options here. We can move memberships to a different channel that won't solve everything. And we may need to change the upload time of things. That like there's certain membership perks that people get being on the main channel that they wouldn't have. Like it's not ideal. Or we just have to stop putting as many things onto YouTube memberships where maybe you only get the Second Try originals, but you don't get the early access, you don't get the podcasts, you don't get the whatever. Like both of those are bad solutions. I would say overall, a lot of people like very vocally will say how much they want YouTube memberships. It's, we definitely see a lot of people who will unsubscribe from Second Try and then they say, we're going to YouTube memberships, and then they don't come. So
we see the data.
I'm not sure what the solve is, but something's going to have to change there. We're in the early discussions. But now you know why. It is a huge burden on the team. And I think way more importantly, I think it is it's something that is making a worse experience for everyone else who just wants to enjoy our YouTube content. Yeah. Like we actually, I think, need to do a better job at, frankly, just insulating. There's a big portion of our audience who's our YouTube audience. That's all they want to be. That's all they'll ever be. And they sort of deserve a sacred experience unto themselves, where right now, like Second Try via memberships is like crashing in on them like a crater. Yeah. And it actually is having negative ramifications across our channel through other data that we're seeing.
And then just one other thing is it requires just more uploads for the entire team in general. Like we're publishing to multiple places. That's just more clicks, more upload time. It takes time to upload things. There's slightly different versions again, like if it's the public version of the same video. So it's just like more time that I would rather our team spend somewhere else. It's just time where your computer is busy uploading a video and you can't do much else. You're just waiting. You have to fill out the information again. It's just like, it's a redundancy that I wish that we had a better solution for.
And it's not, you'd think it's a break. You go on Instagram and wait, but it just doesn't hit the same as taking a break because you're just waiting.
No,
like,
you're waiting.
Like,
you feel stalled.
Yeah.
And yes, you can do other medial tasks, but you have to keep checking back in on that task to see if it's done. And when it is done, then you have to do the next step.
Oh, and I'm always forgetting about it. I do it and then I like close out the tabs and then I'm like, wait, I have to do that again.
Yeah.
It's so it's so frustrating.
It's a nuisance.
Any last thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I mean, look, as far as like what we're proud of and what we could do better, I'm sure we're missing a ton of things. But that's sort of an overview. Over the next couple months, I'm really excited about the new shows that you're going to get, some of the returning shows. But we talked about 2 of the new shows. There are 2 to 3 new shows that you'll see between now and end of year. But then I think like now the fun part is also starting to take what's been working and iterate on it as we move into the next year's slate. And we're trying our darndest. We're trying to figure out that balance of what do we like the most? What's meaningful to you on a deep level? And then that sort of nebulous third thing, which is what escapes our bubble and finds new people. Because ultimately, like that's sort of like the new tail that's wagging the dog. I think it's a better tail, but that's sort of like there's that voice in the back of my head of saying, oh, it's actually not just enough to make great stuff. Yeah. You have to make great stuff that finds its people and finds new people beyond this bubble of the Try Guys. So I guess I'll say, like, if there's things that you love that we've done, let us know. It's really helpful. And also let your friends know, tell your friends. We've got the free trial. Share your password with a friend. If you've got a buddy who's not watching a Second Try and you think that there's a show that they would love, get them on it. Because we think that we are stronger the better. Oh, I remember another thing we're trying to do this year. God, we're at the end. I'll do so fast. We want to do better at fostering and creating community. Yeah. So that is through the stuff we're making, but we also are trying to figure out ways to see you in person, to let the Second Try community be a living, breathing thing. Also, we're thinking about ways to let the ethos of trying be something that you get to do at home and reflect into the content we make. To be continued.
And the hope with those screenings too is it's not like when we're going on tour, we're going to try to over time get screenings in different parts of the country, but this isn't like for us to make money. We're going to try to keep it as cheap or even free if we can because we just want to create a fun moment to see people and hang out.
Yeah, I'm trying to find just places that will just give us a space so that we can just bring people in and just everyone get together and watch something.
Yeah.
Rainie, do you have any advice for us?
Oh my gosh. What? Oh my gosh. You know what I'll say? Watch Singing in the Rain.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with this.
It's a fun romp.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
What?
Iconic film.
You
I've seen
would love it.
Parts of it, but yeah, I've never watched it.
It's like the grandfather of the industry.
I know. Where'd you watch it?
Max. I think. It's free on Max.
Actually, now HBO.
They're back.
Right.
They're
HBO Max.
Okay. They need to commit to the bit.
Yeah, I think they're committing now, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yes.
Wait, are they just HBO or are they HBO Max?
HBO Max.
I released them, so there was a meme of them going from HBO to HBO Go to HBO Now to HBO Max to Max, then back to HBO, and I made a version of that for Try Guys, and some people were very confused and didn't like it.
Can't all be hits.
Keith, his with the official TryPod theme song.
Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you. It's the TryPod.
You wrote that?
No, that's stolen from Singing in the Rain.
Oh.
Have a good ass week.